Yo, what's up, team? Your boy J3 is back in the building. I got a special guest for you guys tonight.
Ronin Joe Genji.
Hey.
Cyborgpedia in the building. What's good, my brother?
What's up, brother?
Another day.
Yeah, man.
Happy Thursday.
It's happy Thursday, bro. I'm glad you're here. You guys already know. When we talk about monsters, creatures of the night, women of the night, it doesn't matter. I gotta call my boy Ronin Joe Genji up, man.
Those are facts, that's right.
So, you guys know we about to get into this review.
Godzilla, King of the Monsters.
Woo!
Yeah.
Man.
Lots to talk about, lots to dissect.
Yes.
Yeah.
Before we get into that, though, roll that trailer.
Our world is changing.
That trailer was fire, bro.
It was.
When I first saw
trailers
that,
are.
when I first saw that trailer,
Yeah.
sold.
We all were.
I'm
Yeah.
like, it looked like they got the message.
We might get something this time.
Yes.
Meanwhile.
Shh. Let's get into this review. Let's talk about the music, man. The score of this film.
Positives.
Bruh.
Bear McCreary, the composer, giving homage to the Akira Ifukube's original music from the '56 Gojira, and giving the monsters their iconic themes, treating them like characters. I appreciated that, because they could have easily just made it like some rock music, threw some guitars in. It was classic orchestra, classic instrumentals, and then Japanese opera behind it. That's tight to me. That's historical for us monster fans. We love that.
The way they did it, it just made you. I love when shows, when you make new shows, new movies, things like that, remakes, rehash, however you want to take it, and you still incorporate the things, the little things in those movies and shows that we really adore. And one of the things about Godzilla was the music.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And for them to be able to adapt that from old school to the new school, add those themes in it, it really made those scenes feel more vibrant for me. It actually put more to the scenes with the orchestra. You rarely see that nowadays, where the music is like the best part of the whole film.
Yeah, it's usually like background noise, but here it mattered.
Yeah, it really mattered.
Because it was more of a history thing with this franchise, more mythology, and it kind of showed these characters, the monsters, as gods and titans, and the music really represented that when they were introduced. Like when that music popped in, those monsters showed up. They were colorful, they were larger than life. So it was the subtle things. And then for the Godzilla monster purists, like, we looked out for stuff like that, because that's fan service that was needed.
Yeah.
Before, most music and movies nowadays is not really front and center. It takes a back seat. Godzilla needed that. I thought that was cool.
It needed it to really boost this film.
Yeah.
That was one thing that when you compare it to the last one that came out, it wasn't really memorable.
It wasn't.
The score was like, oh, what happened?
It was decent. I was like, all right, forgot it.
He's here. But this one, it was really, because I even called myself like, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I hear you. I see where you're going with this.
Hearing the Rodin's chant, hearing the name.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah, it was really good. Really good. The score of this film was dope. I'm gonna keep it 100. Probably one of the best scores this year. Like,
I would say so.
Yeah. Probably one of the best scores this year.
He ain't lying.
Let's talk about the acting. This film is starring Kyle Chandler.
Yeah.
Millie Bobby Brown. Sally Hawkins.
Vera Farmiga.
What does you got? Ken
Watanabe. Zhang Ziyi. And then O'Shea Jackson Jr.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
so we good.
We covered the basics.
We covered.
You want to go first, or you want me to go first?
I'll go first.
Go ahead.
I'll talk about some of the actors. The actors in this movie are great at what they do. The problem is they are front and center, and the title of this movie is called Godzilla, King of the Monsters. And I like the cast that they have here. See, this is very tricky, because Godzilla 2014, we had Bryan Cranston, Elizabeth Olsen, and Aaron Taylor Johnson. We had good actors in the movie, but we had the wrong actors leading the movie. And we had the supporting actor that should have been the lead leading the movie. The same thing applies here. So we had the all-American white family leading the movie when we should have been following Ken Watanabe and Zhang Ziyi the whole time.
Facts.
And that's the problem, because I like Vera Farmiga and I like Kyle Chandler. And They don't have much to do, but when they do talk, information is given and mythology is given. But then they try to throw their family drama into the movie, and then the drama becomes the movie. When they were just exposition, they were great because they were giving information and history about this Godzilla lore and this mythology.
Which is feeding the audience.
Yeah, because that's needed, and that's when it matters. But when you start throwing in the husband and wife differences, the family drama between their divorce, whatever it is that's going on, in the midst of monster mayhem, it doesn't match well.
Like, why are you thinking about that?
Yeah, we're trying to survive.
There's a 300 feet dragon walking around, and you're talking about you were an alcoholic.
Yeah,
that's the last thing on my mind.
That's secondary. And again, this is Godzilla, King of the Monsters, not humans.
Yeah.
Now, if this was humans, that'd be a different kind of. All right, we're following them.
Yeah.
But again,
that's what you have War of the Worlds for.
Exactly. But again, with that being said, the actors are good. It's just that the wrong people we're following the wrong people, and the people that needed to be the leads were supporting. And I didn't like that because this is a Godzilla movie, and this is a Japanese brand, and this is Japanese folklore history. This is their franchise, and we just kind of foreshadowed it and just hijacked it. And I think that that's wrong because I knew this guy was the man because his introduction in 2014 film, he had to meant something if you brought him back. Keep him because he was valuable, and not only when he spoke. What he was talking about was important, and it was progressive to moving the story forward. He was giving information to keep us alive and let us know what was going on. And they wrote him off.
Let me take a crack at this. See, I agree with you on the whole.
Ken's tight, man.
The whole family aspect of it. The acting, I thought, I think the acting was good for what they had. They did a good job. It's just the fact that it didn't matter. None of them were memorable to me. Ken was like probably the most memorable character to me because of the history and what he knew. And that was, that was key for the story, the progress. I didn't care about Millie Bobby Brown's character. She had no purpose in this movie.
Facts. We like her, but she's not needed.
Well, we like her in Stranger Things and stay in Stranger Things. That's another thing. I'm gonna dip right into that real quick because I don't want to really go to. I don't care about star power in these type of movies.
Facts.
Star power ruins these movies. When you have stars that are big and you're trying to get people to come in and you're making a story revolve around a star that doesn't matter, you ruin the movie. Millie Bobby Brown had no business in this film. I'm just going to say it right then and there. And when she got on scene, it was BS, bullcrap situations occurring. And you're like, why are we doing this?
She's kind of just there. Yeah. And we know why she's there, but it's like her story didn't even matter.
You could have put in Samantha Johnson from around the corner in this movie, and I still wouldn't care because I came to see Godzilla, King of the Monsters.
The real stars.
I don't care about the humans. And that's one of the bad things about the acting in this movie. The humans overshadowed the whole movie. They hijacked it. It became about humans and divorce and custody battles.
Getting reunited.
It was just like, are you freaking serious?
Running away from the scene. Going to follow somebody that should have stayed when we wouldn't be in this situation. Now we got to go chase dad. Now we got to go chase our little girl. Now we got to go chase mommy. Yeah. But mommy was right the whole time. But then the father and the daughter were stupid. So it's like...
It's back and forth.
What's going on? She told you guys from the beginning what the point was.
It's two actors in this movie. Well, three. I'll say three in this movie that I really liked.
Oh, yeah. We forgot one.
Charles Dance. You guys know him as Tyrion Lannister from Game of Thrones. And he also was in Golden Child.
He's great.
He's a phenomenal actor.
Yeah.
And I like what he did with this story.
He was needed.
He was very needed. His I don't know what to call it.
Shout out to him. Yeah, thank you.
But he has this villainous, sinister vibe to him, bro.
Oh, shout out to Last Action Hero.
Yeah. He's
great.
He's just dope. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, he was. Yeah. See, he just has that sinister villain, and I really liked him in this movie. And Ken, how do you say his name?
Ken Watanabe.
Watanabe.
Yeah.
I like what he was bringing to the table, and I'm gonna be honest with you, Sally Hawkins. I thought she was a nice blend of, when you have characters and you have an innocent and a reasonable somebody you could talk to. You know what I mean? I think she had a good purpose in there. O'Shea really didn't have no business in there. Oh boy from She's Gotta Have It didn't have no business in there. You know what I mean? It was just kind of
just extras like, oh, these guys are hot, let's throw them in there.
Yeah, it felt like you know the Key and Peele skit when they were doing Gremlins. Love it, yeah, throw them in. Okay, Vampire Gremlins, love it. Spider-Man is a gremlin, throw them in, love it. That's exactly what they did with these actors.
Yeah.
Threw too many in, and it just really hurt the movie when it comes to what we came to see.
Yeah.
The trailer showed us Godzilla, King of the Monsters. We were fascinated with Rodan, Mothra, King Ghidorah.
Yeah.
Godzilla.
80% monsters, 10% humans.
That's why we gravitated to it.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the monsters. They were actors.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
All right. Hey.
The stars, supposedly.
I'll
say that they visually they look stunning, man. Like they brought a lot of color to them. Again, they really represented and showed them as titans and gods. And when they were introduced, I thought it was very epic and triumphant in the sense that a studio never really showed monsters in this grand fashion. It was always low budget and independent. You know, sometimes it wasn't color because the time period and the budget and things like that. But I appreciate those little things because again, this is WB pushing this and Legendary, putting them on that type of grand scale with a budget behind it and respect behind it. It was cool seeing them, and it was cool seeing the introduction of them. And I liked the way they looked. They made them look bigger than life. It was the negative to that is just that the payoff when they were in combat and the way it came together and the way it was shot. I like seeing them set up. I like seeing them being introduced because we thought we were going to get something. Those montages and that information was like a big tease though. But again, when we saw these monsters, they really represented that Godzilla lore and how they looked and then the way they attacked and then they showed their power sets. Everything was massive. But the problem was the exposition and the execution was not there. But the setup was nice. And that's where the positive ends on that though. The monsters look good. No problem. A1. Yes. They look good. They were nice to look at. The execution was when it came down to getting to business with the fighting. That's where it was like lackluster for me personally.
Okay. Yeah. I'm going to say this. I thought the character designs of the monsters were dope. I couldn't see it done no other way. Godzilla looked a little bit rejuvenated. He was fat in the last one. Yeah. He lost a little weight on this one. Looked like he was doing a little extra. Mothra had like about 3 looks. Yeah. They showed caterpillar mode.
Yeah, right.
They showed right when she was born.
The hibernation.
And then they showed like development. So we got a chance to see certain Mothras throughout the film. Rodan, I thought was really cool. It was very tricky because he looked one way until you got close up to him, and then he looked another way.
Yeah.
And I like the fact that they were able to adapt from the original design of him and just put him on screen. That's one of the best things about this movie because what they did with Godzilla in Part 1 was they kind of looked different from what the original Godzilla was. Mm-hmm. But you know what I mean? I see what they did. They put a little bit more of the original look to these characters. King Ghidorah was really good, really dope looking at because how they had him acting. A tongue will pop out, sniffing around and moving his head and stuff. I thought that was really genius, and it made the monsters feel believable. That's the key thing. The monsters felt believable. Yeah. But just the humans overshadowed.
That's crazy. In a monster movie.
Yeah. That's what hurt their time, and the humans took away their shine as being actors in the film. Let's go ahead and talk about the director, man. Director, visuals, because that's hand in hand because it's kind of hard to tiptoe around Godzilla and them, but we got to get into it.
Okay.
This film is directed by what's his name, Michael
Dougherty. Man.
Michael Dougherty.
Yeah.
I found out he wrote X-Men. What was that movie?
Apocalypse and 2.
Apocalypse and X2. He directed this film. Yeah. I'm gonna go first one, director.
All right.
First things first. He didn't do bad. I thought he did a decent job, especially seeing his history of directing films. I mean, Trick or Treat?
Trick or Treat.
Come on, bro.
Anthology. Yeah, he's more of a horror guy.
Yeah. And I think he did a decent job directing. Visual cinematography was cool. The CG could have been better, hands down.
There were some times where it was.
I was looking at
and because it was IMAX, we was able to see it.
Yeah,
I kind of feel you on that.
CG could have been better.
Yeah,
and I think that's why they kept it dark.
Makes sense.
That's why they kept it dark.
I like the blue colors though. I like that neon.
The
blue.
coloring and stuff like that. Monster, all that stuff was cool. It showed emotion of the creatures. I thought that was really brilliant and a great decision by the director to show that as far as the emotion of the animals, the creatures. But my gripe with the director is that even though you did Trick or Treat, you still don't know how to direct monsters. What makes monster films special, and I think Steven Spielberg did the best monster encountering, like close in at a lot of movies with practical effects.
Yeah.
It was Jurassic Park.
Facts, man.
When those velociraptors encountered those humans, it was all on shots, jumping around, opening doors, just encountering with the dinosaurs. Practical effects really works.
Yeah.
And when they went against head up with that T-Rex, and he was biting on the T-Rex, and threw him over there, and he panned out, and all that epicness.
Yeah.
He should have watched Jurassic Park before he did this movie.
What year was that? 93? Jesus.
Does it feel like it could have been now? When you show a monster movie, and this is my problem with the directing. We come to see Godzilla, and instead, we got humans and their issues. When you finally show me Godzilla, they showed more Godzilla this time around than part one.
Yeah,
they really did,
because that was like the big criticism.
Yeah, part one, he was mysterious for some reason. Always show his back. You know what I mean? He'll come up and then they'll close the door on him.
I get that, but yeah.
This one, we got a chance to see him.
Now, guys, let's just call it for what it is. We came to see them fight. I understood what Gareth Evans was doing in the 2014 film, but here we were still kind of cheated because of the directing. But Gareth Edwards, what he did that most people don't know since they're not Godzilla purists, is that he was keeping the monster a mystery, showing him and teasing him, and then the ending climax made sense because when it was the battle, that was the build-up because he was there, but he felt like if he showed the monster, then it's like, oh, we got nothing else left. So he was teasing us the entire movie. So that made sense for an introduction like that. Here, there's no excuse because this is a sequel. King of the Monsters. You have other monsters in here. Not only is Godzilla here, but you got other cast of us. So we're expecting epic pay-per-view Royal Rumble.
Exactly. And what we got was close-up shots, POVs,
and editing.
Helicopter views, thunderstorms,
and
quick editing, blurry situations, running monsters, a foot here,
shaky cam,
a toenail there, shaky cam. It was all over the place. It was a disaster because they're monsters. You got to pan out. Let us see them fight. We come to see this Rumble, and you had too many opportunities,
and too many good setups,
and too many monsters.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And he failed when it came to action. The action in this movie was subpar. It could have been that much better. It became a joke because it became very predictable where it's like, okay, they're not going to fight. Okay, here we go.
Back to the family.
All right. You know what I mean? These are the and I'm going to talk about my pros and cons. Yeah. But you're looking at it like, yo, here we go again. He did a poor job directing these monsters. You don't care about them. You don't care about who wins. It's just boring. And when you watch the trailer shows certain fight scenes in a totally different light than what they show in this movie. And I hate trailer trickery. I'm sick of it, bro. I'm sick of trailer trickery. There's certain things you're getting impactful situations. You're like, whoa, okay, yeah.
Give or take now, because now you don't know what you're gonna see when you see a movie because the trailer could be a deleted scene or final cut, not final cut.
The trailer disappointed me in a lot of ways compared to what I got in this movie, and the directing was one of the downsides of this film. And I'm gonna leave it at that. If you want to go and jump in on directing things.
Yeah, I'll jump in a little bit. I'm a fan of Mike Dougherty's directing. It shows because I follow his work in his filmography. It really shows that this is his first big budget movie. Yeah. Dealing with the monster style action because he's more ground level based, independent horror type stuff.
But not to cut you off, but if you're down to earth and grounded, why you didn't do it?
Because he never did it before this.
But
and it shows.
But that's what Godzilla is. He's grounded.
Yeah, but I don't.
So how do you
I don't know.
How are you a grounded person, and I give you $200 million to make a movie, and you just say, freak how I got here, let's just not do what I usually do. That's like watching Freddy Krueger, and everything I see is in the body.
Yeah.
Freak that. I want to see him grab somebody, spread your body around the wall. That's why I can't ride.
Yeah. And then again, you know, Freddy did have his time because it was just him. It wasn't like Jason and Michael all in one movie. Freddy was one guy and we following him. Here, he had a whole bunch of monsters here.
Right,
and I don't think he knew how to showcase them. Had it just been about Godzilla and then one other monster, I think that had been a more personal battle. And I think that's a good definition of grounded. It was too big, but there was no focus. Like, the idea was there. Like, the idea was, you know, there, but he didn't have, like, a clear vision. And I think because there were so many multiple monsters, he's trying to capture things, but he didn't know how to capture them individually. So trying to capture them as a whole was a mess because it's everywhere. You know, you got, like you say, you got a leg here and a leg here. And I understand the buildup and things. Like, the intentions were there. It's just that I don't know if he knows how to do action. I don't think he's ever done action before. You know what? He hasn't. It shows. So I think this is the chance where second unit should have came in, because I know a lot of the stuff that the director can't do, they have somebody else that comes in that field and helps them. Shout out to action movies doing that. So it's nothing wrong with being like, hey, you know what? This ain't my wheelhouse. Let me get some second unit guys that are known for stunts and doing this. Like, how can we get these aerial shots? How can we get this? And you come in and foresee it, and you put your CG mask on it, and let these guys come in and do it. And I think that was missing, because he's such a human guy. Like, he's done with human factors and things like that. He's never really done monster movies like this. This was the first big outing. Like, this is the first movie where he got backing and funding from a studio. Everything else was small scale. Bro, so I can see the messes and mistakes he's doing.
But this is the thing, man. And it's not taking nothing from anybody. But they're directors, bro. I mean, you got a script. We didn't
hit that.
We gonna hit that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hit it good, too. I'm gonna hit it right where...
I like him, but it's just he's not the action guy. Based on the filmography and the stuff, he's not an action guy. It's proof. The proof's right here. And I think if he hired some experts for that would have elevated a little bit.
You gotta get Millie Brown in there. You gotta pay her money.
Yeah, but
she was a director. Now. She was a second unit director.
Yeah, the system's broken. But with that being said, though, I think that there's some things that need to be fixed. And I just think they need to start doing hands-on. When you're doing technical and you're doing big-budget, giant monster movies, you need to have experts in certain fields and certain areas for these kind of things, because sometimes the director can take that back seat and sit for a little and let these guys come in. You know, shout out to the Chastahovsky and those guys, man. I think with monster movies is that they kind of gave up on them. The studios don't have the faith in it like the fans do. It's like let's just put something out there and they'll eat it up. I don't think they were gambling on, Godzilla's gonna sell. That's why these humans are there, because again, star power is what sells. But again, Godzilla, 65 years. Like, you mean to tell me no one was really checking for that or knew what they were getting? I mean, it's like, it's confusion. Like, you have to really, you say you're gonna market a monster movie, so make it about them. You can have humans, and I understand why the humans are there, but the problem is the movie's not called Humans. It's called Godzilla.
Versus Godzilla.
Yeah,
that would have been different.
It's weird. In the way the Japanese and the Asians market their movies, they kind of market what the hardcore fans want to see is more action based. So Americans and Hollywood are so fixated on star power and drama and story where it's not needed. We've been saying this all week. If they had just kept it simple and be complex when it's time to, this would have been an easy A movie or an easy B movie. But it's never going to get that grand scale respect if they keep throwing humans into a monster extravaganza. Mm-hmm. And you're not getting the extravaganza. Yeah. You're getting more drama and more drama. This is not a Lifetime movie. This is God freaking Zilla. And it hurts so much because we really wanted to like this movie, things like that. And the trailers are great, man.
I wanted to see some fight. Story, script, man. This is what I'm gonna say. I thought the story was cool. As far as it's a monster movie.
Yeah.
Simple. I already know how it's gonna go. And I'm not going to dissect the story and the script too bad because it's a monster movie. I'm not expecting Oscar. We're trying to get awards.
Not at all.
If you're gonna get an award, you're supposed to get an award for CG. You know what I mean?
Sound.
Cinematography,
technical stuff,
music score.
Yeah.
Not script, story, and acting. That's the last thing. This is Godzilla we're talking about, y'all.
Yeah.
65 years, and out of 65 years, 64 years of corniness. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I expect what I got in the story. You know what I mean? Godzilla, he's a hunter. A new threat arrives. He has to stop that threat so he can continue being the head honcho.
Yeah.
He fails. Threat succeeds. He returns. Gains his throne. It's Godzilla, King of Monsters.
Anti-hero. Yeah.
Game. I already know what I'm getting. Script. The problem I have with the script is the fact that they wrote in all the humans. The humans weren't needed. And when you needed to show us humans, you failed on that part. See, Godzilla is an ancient god among men. And you had a lot of situations where you could have showed us that. I like, you know, the history portion of it. It gave us more information about him.
That kept me going.
You know what I'm saying? Because you're like, okay, yo, he doing this and who's that and how this. But then the script also contradicts itself a lot because you will say one thing about this and then you're waiting for something bigger and it never occurs. The script collapsed on itself multiple times throughout this movie. It's a monster movie, don't get me wrong, so I kind of expected it,
yeah.
But I'm just letting you know. The script fails, it falls flat, it corny jokes, stupid situations. They didn't know what they were doing writing this movie. They could have just kept it simple. Because the story was simple.
That's all we needed.
All you need to do is put the story, very little dialogue, very little humans. This movie probably, I'm going to be honest, only needed about 3 stars. Facts. It needed Charles Dance as the villain. Yeah. Ken as the hero.
The hero, yes.
And Sally Hawkins as the
she's kind of commentator, reporter.
The reporter,
kinda, yeah.
Us.
Yeah.
The audience.
Yeah.
She'll be the audience.
They were valuable.
She's our president. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She'll speak for us. We'd be like, Ken to say something. She'd be like, no, well, what about the people? Well, we know Godzilla must fight with the people. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how we're looking at it.
Right.
She's us. That's all you really needed in this movie.
So you had 3 beacons that were valuable.
That's all you needed. And everything else, monsters. You can. It's funny because we were talking about it driving back here. We were talking about how Peter Jackson did Kong, King Kong, and
remake 2005 guys. Yeah.
And how they were humans in there, but technically it was only based on 3.
Yeah.
Jack Black, Adrian Brody, and Naomi.
The actress and
There was only those 3.
Yeah, that was great. And the filmmaker. Yeah.
Adrian was the hero.
Mm-hmm.
She was the beacon.
Yeah.
And he was the villain.
The villain.
Greed was his villainous power. He didn't care about nobody but himself and getting that money, getting a name for himself.
Yep.
And it worked. You had tons of humans in it.
Because it was an adventure throughout.
But the humans were part of the adventure, not the adventure part of the humans. That's where this script failed. They didn't understand where they were going with the monsters. This movie should have been a journey, learning who Godzilla is, same time seeing Godzilla be Godzilla, introducing us to monsters. And that's all I'm going to do on that. I'm going to talk about pros and cons, but go ahead. What you got about the script and the story, bro?
Script and story, simple, but kind of lackluster because it tries to be complex when it doesn't really need to. I think it was good as far as giving information and giving respect to the mythology. I thought that was great. I could have listened to hours of where these Titans came from, who they were, where they began, and how they got created. And, going back to the original Godzilla movie, there was a lot of that. And a lot of the blueprints and timelines, showing the maps, showing the ancient...
I like that.
Showing the dig sites, stuff that Monarch had found.
Yeah.
That was a lot of history. And it even puts a little respect on the 2014 film's name. Yeah, a lot of that, because it is a universe. And I think had they kept that, I think that would have kept the movie going for me. Because, again, that was where the script was rising a little bit. Just information and exposition. Because this is a monster. Let the monsters act. Mm-hmm. That's it. You guys give information, get out of the way. Give more exposition, get out of the way.
The script should have just been information.
You feel me? They tried to make them so much a part of it, where it's like, nah, just tell us some history. move out of the way, go fly away, give us some more exposition. And it does that, but then we need more drama here. The monsters out here, we need more drama. And that was the problem.
All that sympathy. Let's make sympathy.
You had great actors, and you kind of wasted their own potential because you threw them in there, and they do what they're supposed to do, but they don't have much to do because what they have to do is not necessary, and what they are doing isn't needed. That's the problem. Great actors, wasted potential. But the ones you had, you didn't need them. So the script tries to, again, like you said, it oversaturates itself, and then it contradicts itself. I like what it's doing over here versus what we got over here. I like the information. I like the mythology. I like the history that we had because all of that was needed. Because you got to remember, you have people coming in that have never seen a Godzilla movie, don't know who Godzilla is when the name was said. You know, that was the original name. So things like that are important to purists like us. So we're looking at it from the inside out. We came to see monsters fight 100. That's it. That's all we wanted. Didn't really get it. We got teases of it. We got glimpses of it.
I'm tired of being teased.
We got editing tricks of it, or showing the back of the tail and cutting back to the humans, and then we're seeing a little bit from a helicopter point of view instead of just putting them right there. You know what I'm saying? Front row, like rings.
It's like all that standoff we saw in the trailers. That's all you saw.
That's pretty much all you saw. Yeah,
like
you really didn't miss much if you saw the trailers.
Yeah, the trailers basically give you bigger.
It's very unfortunate, man, because I'm gonna have to say I like the one before this one a little bit more.
Really?
A little bit more
because of suspense.
Yeah, and that was how Godzilla the original was, and that it gets that pass because that was the gateway to bring in a new audience, but still showing respect to that original movie. For the Gareth Edwards to do that, Mike Dougherty should have stepped up a little bit more because you're the guy that's doing the sequel. It was your job to bring the action while Gareth Edwards did the setup perfectly. The foundation was there. The foundation was there. And I can't knock him for that, even though I know there's problems with that movie too. But where that rise, this lacked. And that 2014 film is looking great right now. And I loved it then, but coming off of this, I'm like, dang, we had 4 monsters in here, and we had Godzilla and a Mutos?
Some roaches.
And that was tight.
I don't know. I don't like. I personally, the last one. I get you.
And what you said about the tease and the build up again, that fight at the end, you could say maybe a fight, but it was a payoff though, because they teased him, and then we finally saw him. It was like, oh, he's here. They didn't have to do that here. Their job was just to show him, get down.
I guess, man. Pros and cons, man. You got a pro?
Pros. Great epic music score. Actors are good. Monsters look good. That's kind of where it ends for me. It was good seeing them all together again. Seeing the 4 titans, the mother of the queen of the monsters, the fire demon and all that. The one of many. Seeing the king of the monster, Godzilla. That was cool. I just wish we got to see them get down and fight though. But I like the presentation. I like the setup. I like the build up. And that's kind of where it ends. And I hope they get better with it. I didn't hate the movie, but I just liked it. It was decent for me. It was decent.
Okay.
Yeah.
One of the pros I got, I love fan service of this film. I love them taking it back to 1960 with this movie, with certain characters, as far as acknowledging the history of Godzilla. I love the fan service. It really made me feel good.
That was great.
And fan service also bled into the score, which I thought was freaking phenomenal. The score was really good. I like the monster designs. I thought the monster designs were really fire, really dope. No pun intended to Rodan. But they were really cool seeing the creatures in their natural habitat. It was really good seeing it. It felt good. It just didn't execute well.
Yeah.
It was like it's there. Here's your movie. But every time you get to that movie, they move it back a step. And so it's a pro. It really was hot, like seeing it. It was really tight seeing it, and I could see that's why Godzilla's been around for years, and you know what I mean, and that's a pro I got.
Yeah. I wish the Japanese could come over here and just show us how to do it, how it's done, just give us what we want, because it would be nonstop.
I gotta contradict with that, G.
It'd be an action movie. It's what you want.
But see, that's the thing. The Asian community, the Asians will give us an action-packed movie with no substance. The Americans do all the substance with no action. If you're going to tell a story about historic facts in this world, you need substance and action. And they're not doing it. That's what makes this Shin Godzilla cornballish. It's like, okay, we get it. What else you got? Godzilla is a 65-year-old franchise.
That's the problem, but
and
Hollywood
it's easy to just make a dope Godzilla movie. You have the history. You have all this information. Flashbacks needed to occur in this movie. I'm just saying, things like that should have mattered.
I feel like
seeing people worship Godzilla, just like they were worshiping Kong.
Yeah.
They were worshiping him, bro. He had these, they was doing all kind of weird shit.
I
was like, yo, and who showed up?
Yeah.
Kong showed up.
Yeah.
Why we couldn't get that?
See, the problem...
And they did it twice. Remember in Kong Skull Island, what was those monk people doing? They were worshiping this fool.
Yeah.
It was showing us flashbacks.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, they used to do this stuff for years. Look at the hieroglyphs.
The reason I say that they should come and do it is because we love to take their stuff and just tarnish it. I mean, that would be tight if there was a Japanese production with a Hollywood budget behind it and said, hey, we got to fix this Godzilla because you guys had opportunities and you want our projects and franchises, but you want to tarnish it. We'll take what you guys do and we're going to come in and do the rest. This stuff that people came to see. And I don't see the team meshing working together, but I can see them kind of showing them how to do it in a Hollywood format. Because again, their directing style is very different. They're very hands-on. We spend so much time focusing on what we can't do. And the Japanese will just come and do it.
Can we just be 100? They've got the wrong director to do this movie. Because I'm pretty sure you could have got Quentin Tarantino could do this movie. Steven Spielberg could do this movie.
Who did I drop name drop in the car? Del Toro.
Del Toro could do this movie. Peter Jackson could have done this movie. They just got the wrong director, bruh. That's all. They got the wrong director, and you got to get directors that are passionate about the art and the style of it.
Oh, we can go down the list as far as like monster directors and horror filmmakers. Yeah.
What about what you got for a con, bro?
The actors. I guess the family drama.
I thought you said the actors were good.
Well, I mean, what they made them do.
Okay.
What they made them do.
Okay.
The actors are good, but you know their performances are in the way.
Okay.
Action. Yeah, needs work. That's really it. I mean, I have nothing else.
That's the movie.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? So I'm in the middle. Like that's it. Everything else, I was fine with everything else, but what I came to see was where it didn't deliver. But you know, then again, dude, Del Toro would have really did some dope stuff with this. You've seen Pacific Rim.
Yeah, but
Let's talk about the positives though. The camera work, fight scenes.
They fall in the dark, bro.
No. But the robots and the monsters have personality. You saw them. It was long takes.
We seen one robot fight, bro. You had them them brothers, bro. They had them. Don't get me started.
They showed it.
That's whack too, bro. I'm sorry, I can't agree with that. The fools fought in territory water with man.
I don't know. I think they showed a lot more than this though. No?
Pacific Rim was trash, bro. Like
I think it's a good movie.
Like garbage, cause I hate movies that explain other team members and then never show them. And then you're going to fight the monsters at night in the middle of the ocean in their territories and think you're not gonna get beat? Whack. Alright.
Sure.
Con.
What you got?
Con. Well, I'm gonna say first thing first, the con is how they handled the humans and the monster. It did not mix well at all. Trash. Because you got oversaturated with human emotions and lifestyles over the monsters and what they were about. Contradiction within the script. Things were written, things were said, things were even shown. And when it came to that time, nothing happened. And you're like, yo, but didn't you? I could have sworn that, okay, maybe I'll wait to the very, they just ain't gonna talk about no
questions.
Too many questions. That's a big con in this movie. And just let down of fights. Too much close-up shot, man. I'm tired of Ghidorah. Look, this. You want to see the movie? This is the movie.
Oh, shake the camera a little bit too. Yeah, there you go. Dang, what? Okay, I guess they're about to get down. I don't know, man.
How could you leave me?
Now you let.
How could you leave me? How could you leave me?
We pan back. Oh man. More drama. Shake it a little bit more. Yeah. Oh man, it's fight scenes, man. Great.
That's the movie.
Drama.
And
that's literally what happened. That's literally what happened.
And another con I had, and this is not spoiling the movie.
Not at all.
You guys know Godzilla is radiated. He's a radiated monster, and so are all the monsters. They're highly radiated creatures. They feed off of radiation.
So they get the energy, power, so all that.
One of my biggest hates of the last Godzilla movie was this monster, this creature of major magnitude. He yells and screams to the heavens, and people just look around.
Oh yeah, the impact.
They have
no
not
one's affected by it.
learned
That's weird.
their lesson. If something that big walks, talks, you're going to feel it, and it's going to hurt you. When Godzilla screams, ears need to be popping, headaches and heads should be falling down.
Bleeding through the nose and the ears.
All that shit, especially how close they be.
Something, yeah.
With all that,
okay, I buy it. All right.
With all that radiation,
yeah.
I need some hair falling out. If you're gonna be, I hate.
Soldiers walking around with no helmets, no toxin waste.
Just butt ass naked when it comes to these monsters, bruh. They're just too close to this radiation, and
the population's dying. So why aren't you guys? Yeah,
they're not sick.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't understand how a monster could blow a flame or electricity or whatever you want to call it, and no one just dies. But Godzilla's hurt.
Right.
Like if he's taking that motherfucker down, you know you ants is finna get sprayed on, bruh. Things like that. I just don't get it, you know. That is a big con, and that goes down to directing too. Poorly directing when it comes to things like that. The believable situation just really sucks. Because I'm not believing that. I'm tired of seeing these monsters snapping and screaming and doing all these extras, and no one is. They're not they're not bleeding, they're not getting headaches, they're not sick. This is a radiated monster. They're just close to them. And one more.
If they get affected, we should too. I got you.
One more. I'm sick of this military promotion in these movies. Stop promoting the military. I don't care about the Navy. I don't care about the Air Force. They do their best. It's that same freaking go. They always show that shit, man.
Yeah, all American.
They always show it, bro. All right, I'm done. I'm done. I can't go no more because I.
How did that feel? Liberating, right?
Freak. All right.
Great.
Godzilla, King of the Monsters. Ronjo Genji, what do you give this movie?
I'm coming in C-. C-. This is a decent movie. Didn't hate it. I liked it. I was a bit disappointed. It was underwhelming coming off of the 2014 film, and which I really loved because I gave that one a higher grade than this one. How ironic. Kong Skull Island I loved. I gave that one a little bit of a higher grade, which is ironic. They did deliver and did what they were supposed to do, and this one had the potential to blow them out of the water. It didn't, but it's a decent movie. And if you've never seen Godzilla movies, you'll love this. Hopefully, it'll make you want to go back and watch the old ones. But that's where I'm at, man. C-. This was a decent movie. I liked it. Could have been so much more, and could have been really 90 minutes. That 2 hours and 12 minutes was not needed.
Yes,
that's where I'm at.
I totally agree on that. Godzilla, King of the Monsters. The sad thing is, it wasn't that entertaining. It's a monster movie. They're supposed to be, no matter how bad they get, they're still supposed to be entertaining.
Yep.
It failed on that part tremendously. It really wasn't that entertaining. It was quite boring to a degree because it was just too much humans. It looked good to a degree, but there was no action, which made it boring, and which made it not fun, which made me not want to even go back in and go watch it again. Especially not even purchase the DVD, the 4K. I don't care. But I did like it more. I did like it more than the first one.
Okay, all right, for sure. That's noble. Yeah.
And I'm gonna give Godzilla a very high. I gotta be fair, right?
Yeah.
I gotta be fair. Cause I like Godzilla, so I was gonna switch up. All right, I'm gonna give Godzilla a D+.
All right.
It did not deliver the number one thing it has to deliver, and that's entertaining. If it had entertained me, regardless of all the flaws, it could have got at least a C+.
Yeah.
At least a C+, maybe a B-. If it was entertaining.
Yeah.
Because if it was entertaining, we wouldn't complain about the things that the camera action. We wouldn't complain about that.
The technical things too. Yeah.
Gets a D+ for me, man. I hope Warner Brothers.
That's nice actually. That's nice actually.
I couldn't give it an F because it's not an F movie.
Yeah.
It is not an F movie. It's a monster flick. Monster flicks aren't usually A's. Most of the time, they're not
That's
even
true.
B's.
Yeah.
They're usually in a C area
Yeah,
because
C.
that's just being fair, just rating it on it, and that's because they're entertaining. This wasn't entertaining.
You're just kind of going through the motions.
We was watching an episode of freaking Degrassi. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Or a mother-father divorce situation. I don't care about this. Go back to the monster.
A lot of that.
You know what I mean? Get in a car. So what? How are you driving? The ground's. I'm not gonna get too logical on it. But a D+ from your boy J3, man. Rojo Genji says C-.
Yeah.
Hope you guys enjoyed the review.
Oh yeah.
We kept it as real and as fair as possible. Ain't no biasness over here on my side.
Not
What
at all.
about you?
Nah, we good.
We good.
This is documented. This is it. This is where I'm standing.
Yep.
C-.
C-, D+ for
That's how I
me.
feel about it. Yeah.
Hope you guys enjoyed. If you're new to the channel, push that subscribe button. Thumbs up this video and don't forget to share. My boy.
Going to Joe Genji, Cyborgpedia.
And I'm
Thanks
J3.
for having me.
Always a pleasure, brother. We out.